speaking time for the presidential debate is 90 minutes. The format for the presidential and vice presidential debate, the debate will include questions from moderators, Mr. Mason and myself, and we will also be taking questions from members of the audience. The moderators will determine which questions are to be asked by whom and when during the debate. Rules of the debate. Limit on statements, answers, and responses will be enforced by the moderators during the debate, and no rebuttals are allowed. The moderators may interrupt any candidate if the moderator believes the candidate is straying from the subject matter. And the candidates may not interrupt one another. It is the moderator's responsibility and discretion, not the candidates, to enforce this rule. No participant in the debate, neither candidates nor questioners, may be allowed to use props or visuals of any kind during this exercise. When two candidates are participating, the candidate who wins the corn toys, which has been, I suppose, already decided by the organizers, the elections committee, whoever answers first, they will choose who will go first. Candidates who open first will close first, and candidates who open second will close second. When there are more than two candidates, the order will be determined. A second exercise will be to determine the order for closing statements. Candidates' responses to moderator questions will be limited to 90 seconds or less. And the moderators will keep the candidates informed of the elapsed time and will enforce the limits. And the moderators will prompt a follow-up discussion following the candidates' initial responses. Closing statements offer each candidate an opportunity to speak directly about themselves rather than make charges or attacks that have not been previously raised during the debate. If a candidate violates this rule and the attacked candidate has already completed his or her closing statement, the moderators may offer the attacked candidate the right to make a short rebuttal. And if time permits, after the closing statement segment has been completed. Joe? You're muted.
Apologies. So first off, for the debate tonight are candidates for the board of directors. As mentioned earlier, there are a total of 11 candidates contesting for the 7 open seats on the board. Each candidate per the guidelines will speak for 5 minutes. There will be no rebuttal and no question and answer. The order in which the candidates will speak tonight was determined by the Elections Commission. Speaking first is candidate Wilhelmina Wilson. I'm assuming Madam Wilson is on. Madam Wilson, if you are on, your 5 minutes begin now.
She's muted.
Madam Wilson, if you're listening to me, you might want to. Okay.
I apologize. She just said I was muted. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, friends of ULIBA, and my fellow ULIBians. My name is Wilhelmina Wilson, and I'm a graduate of the class of '75 from the University of Liberia with a bachelor's degree in business administration, a master's of public administration from the California State University, Sacramento, the current coordinator of the Georgia chapter of ULIBA. Why should I be considered for a space on the board of directors? I come to you with a vast knowledge in professionalism and accountability in these areas. Administration, this makes me a team player, a collaborator, a strong believer in partnership and inclusiveness for the general good of ULIBA. management. This skill I performed for over the 29 plus years in corporate America in various leadership roles, and I am currently serving at the present in this capacity. I served as chairman of the B.W. Harris Alumni Association for 4 years as its leader, and currently I am a member of its board of directors, which board has the mandate for continuously formulating policies and fundraiser plans to meet the ever-changing needs of the association and to assist the students in Liberia and the school as a whole. Public and personnel administration. This makes me a great team player and with strong interpersonal skills. It also equips me with skills in conflict resolution and problem solving. These are just some of the qualities that I bring to the table as I pursue the position of board of directors. If you elect me and give me the opportunity to be a board member, I assure you of my 100% commitment to use my knowledge, skills, and abilities to accomplish the mission of ULIBA. I will work with the leadership and with my team members to ensure
Madam Wilson, I guess you're muted again. Madam Wilson, you're muted. Okay, thank you.
and other alumni associations. I want to assure you that I am a team player and I will work with everyone that I come in contact with throughout the nation of ULIBA. My fellow ULIBians, I humbly ask for your vote in consideration. I want to thank you in advance, and I remain your humble servant. May God bless us all, and may God bless ULIBA. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Madam Wilson. Thank you. The next board candidate is Mr. George Williams. Mr. Williams, if you're there, you can go ahead and speak now.
Well, thank you, members of the moderating team. Thank you to the commission for what they've in clearing us to be a part of this process. First of all, let me pay homage to the Howard Hall leadership for the magnificent job I believe they've done, that which is manifested by the level of enthusiasm that's characterized this process. Also informing my decision to get involved at the level that I am. So I'm seeking the board, place on the board of directors for several reasons. Primary among those reasons that I see ULIBA as a very viable vehicle, not just for transforming instruction and curriculum at the University of Liberia, but as a viable vehicle for our national social economic transformation. I think with the expertise that comprise the organization, there's a lot, so much that can be done to move our country forward. And the University of Liberia is no factor in that process. And so having had the privilege of being a part of the Minnesota Convention, I saw the need, and speaking with the president and other officials, decided to jump in the race. Now, who is George Williams? George entered the university in '88. I served at many different levels, primarily, and perhaps my highest level at the university was chairman of the Elections Commission in 1992. And I believe I served with a lot of distinction. I'm an academic, I'm a social justice advocate, I am an author, publishing Liberia's first economics high school textbook. I've been in education for a while, over 20 years, and I believe with my background, undergrad in economics from the University of Liberia, a master's in international development here in the US, international training, a master's in education and currently a candidate for a doctorate in educational policy. I bring a lot in terms of an understanding of where I believe ULIBA and what role ULIBA can ultimately play in Liberia's social economic transformation. But even more than that, is the need to sustain what has been gained already and achieved by the current administration. I believe they've done magnificently well. And those coming to the board come with the wherewithal to take it from where it is and move it forward. The board is there primarily to provide guidance in terms of policy and with a clear understanding of where we believe ULIBA and how ULIBA can serve, not just the university.
Happy. Come.
Not just the university, but Liberia as a whole. I am opting to sit on that board to provide the level of guidance and help ULIBA in strengthening its resilience as an organization. As we well know, a lot of our Liberian organizations have started out superbly and have failed down the road simply because policies and guidelines that should have been in place have either been there or been overlooked. So we're coming into the process to help to further what has been gained, what has been achieved, and contribute, bring in some innovation to the organization and spearhead the policy process of moving ULIBA forward. So for me, that's my motivation. I believe ULIBA can be pretty active and critical in such things as curriculum innovation at the university. Also
30 seconds.
Curriculum pool. So I'm in the process, urging for your vote. I humbly request your vote, be on the board, and to give my best to the university. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. The third board candidate who will speak tonight is Madam Marie Carger. Madam Carger, if you're on, your 5 minutes begin now.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. This is Marie Wallo Kajier, 1996 graduate of the University of Liberia, business college major in economics. I joined ULIBA 2019, and I'm currently the treasurer of the PA chapter. And we were able to open the first account of the chapter with the minimum balance. And then we hosted a series of fundraisers with a major fundraiser, which was held this February, Valentine, where we realized over $4,000. Within the 3 years we have been treasurer for the chapter, we have a balance of over $10,000 despite COVID. And that's what I love to do, to raise funds for organizations. I'm currently also the co-chair of the education committee. Thank you to the Howard and Hall administration for giving me an opportunity. And with the education committee, we have assessed a couple of students with tuition fees. Over 30 students, we were able to get them tuition fees paid for the first semester. And in the community, I have served as president of the Sando County Association, Delaware Valley chapter for the past 5 years. And we hosted a very best successful convention. It was successful not only because of the attendees, but we were able to capture the crown also. And how did we do that? We did that with pre-convention fundraisers. And I got so attached to the University Alumni Association when I attended the convention in 2019 in Minnesota. And I saw the theme they had, giving back. That ignited my passion, and that's who I am. I love to be grateful to God, to look back and give back to where I come from. So I decided to say, okay, I'm going to be with the University of Liberia Association and give back and bring in more innovative ideas to help the university promote its mission and support its signature project. which is a multi-purpose complex. And that's the kind of person I am. So I'm looking forward to join the board to create more fundraisers and bring in more ideas and work with my team, with my co-workers to promote the mission of the university, which is the social economic development of the Republic of Liberia. And that's my passion. I want to give what I can to those that are less fortunate and help UNIVAC reach higher and achieve its goals. Thank you, UNIVAC. I look forward to your vote. Thank you again.
Thank you so very much, Madam Calger. Going down the list for board aspirants, the next candidate I want to call upon is Madam Fatima Kokwe. Madam Kokwe, if you're on, your 5 minutes begin.
Fatima, you're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes.
All right. First, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Fatima Grace Kwekwe, a candidate for the Board of Directors, University of Liberia, Alumni Association in the Americas, ULIBA. I am a military wife to Master Gunnery Sergeant CCT Kwekwe. I'm a proud mother of a blended family of 6. I graduated from the William V.S. Tubman Teachers College, University of Liberia in 1994, class of 1990. I have a bachelor's degree in secondary education with the emphasis in English. I also have a master's degree in teaching and learning from Purdue University. And in 2020, I acquired my PhD in education with specialization in the areas of curriculum, instruction, and assessment from the University of Arizona Global. I have worked in education for more than 30 years plus now, both in Liberia and here in the United States. For the past 12 years, I have worked for the United States Marine Corps Community Services, and presently I am an assistant director for the Child and Youth Program, Camp Lejeune, New River, North Carolina. Also, for the past 3 years, I have been a homo servant as a member of the ULIBA Board of Directors. With my overall training and experience, I will bring to ULIBA and continue to bring to ULIBA Board of Directors the following: self-awareness, open-mindedness with a focus on developing others, strategic thinking, innovation and action, ethics and integrity, effective cross-leadership communication, which is very important, and experiencing adapting budgets and directing the investment and the care of ULIBA's funds. Finally, as an American historian Howard Zinn states, small acts, when multiplied by millions of people, can transform the world. I strongly believe that our input to this organization, large or small, when done in a collaborative manner, will transform the University of Liberia. Therefore, it is my hope that the continuation or the continuity that I bring as an experienced homo member of the Board of Directors of ULIBA, working together with all of you, will assist us in successfully meeting set goals and improving the lives of students who attend the University of Liberia today. And I want to thank you for allowing me to be a part of this process. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Kwekwe. To everyone in Yuliba Nation and well-wishers of the University of Liberia Alumni Association in Americas who are just joining us, we want to welcome you to this debate of candidates seeking various positions in the organization. We are coming to you via Zoom, and my understanding is that we are also streaming live on Facebook. You're listening to both candidates who have 5 minutes each to make their presentation. The next candidate up is Selma Gibson. Selma Gibson, the 5 minutes begin now.
All protocols observed. Good evening, everyone. My name is Selma Mami Mardia Scott Gibson, an alumni of the University of Liberia with an LLB in law and a BA degree in sociology and a postgraduate certificate in diplomacy and international relations from the Gabriel L. Dennis Foreign Service Institute, Monrovia, Liberia. I was the president of my class. I'm the secretary of the Liberian Catholic Community of Pennsylvania and one of the leaders of the African Catholic Community of Philadelphia. I'm a member of the board of directors of the Association of Gold Miners in the Americas. I am an executive member of the Christian HIV and AIDS Network of Liberia, Channel. Channel's central mission is to advocate for the elimination of stigma and discrimination against people living with HIV and AIDS. While representing Channel in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, I was asked, nominated, and subsequently elected on the board of Pakanet, Kampala, Uganda. I am a member of the board of directors, Center for Accountability and Transparency in Liberia, Center. I also served as secretary for the Committee on the Revision of the University of Liberia Charter under the chairmanship of the late Chancellor David A. B. Jala. And I'm also the Vice President Emeritus of the Alumni Association of the University of Liberia, AAUL. Comrades, with my worth of knowledge and skills, I come to the board of ULIBA to advocate for the revisitation of ULIBA's constitution to suit international standards and to ensure that ULIBA functions as a 501c3 organization. I come to the board of ULIBA with my expertise in reconciliation and peace building to maintain the peace in ULIBA. I come to the board of ULIBA to ensure that no one feels superior over the other. I come to the board of ULIBA to instill a sense of belonging where every member of ULIBA will be happy to pay his or her dues and even give extra, knowing that the money will be used for the intended purpose. I thank you. Peace and God bless.
Thank you so much, Madam Gibson. We are now down to candidate number 6 of the 11 candidates contesting the board seat. And that candidate is Mr. Emmanuel Paulus. Mr. Paulus?
Good evening, fellow alumni members of the University of Liberia And to the Election Commission, I want to thank you so much for a job well done. To our outgoing national leadership, we say bravo. Thank you for putting us on the right path. I'm Manuel Paulus, class of 1986, College of Business Administration, Accounting and Management, and a very active member of the New England chapter. We serve then as the background counsel.
Join the meeting.
Sorry about that. Somebody just joined. Serve as the background counsel to the president, Mr. Melvin Howard, when this Alumni Association was revitalized in Philadelphia. So that we have been very active with the association. Why do we want to serve on the board? We were asked to come and help to serve on the board of directors of the Alumni Association for our leadership quality. We have vast leadership quality. We serve as national chair of the RICS Alumni Association. We serve as president of the Liberian Committee Association here in Rhode Island. So we have been in the business of Alumni Association for over 25 years now. As a successful, experienced leader, we want to come to bring new ideas and reforms. Perhaps one of the first reforms I want to bring to the board is that this section of election of board member could be the last of its kind, because our goal is to have representation of each chapter or each section of our Alumni Association to have a representation on the board as opposed to having election. Another reform is that our national chair, our outgoing national chair, to form part of the board of directors, because he has a lot of knowledge that we cannot allow him or her to go into retirement. So we come with networking skills, fundraising, which is very, very important. The board of directors of any alumni association is different from a corporate board. Many times we come with the mindset of accountability and check and balance on the board, on the leadership. But one of our main goals as a board for a nonprofit organization is to help raise funds. The University of Liberia has a lot of projects at stake. So we've come to help in raising funds. Our national chair of RICS Alumni Association, the records are there. We raise a lot of funds to do projects at RICS, and we want to bring that knowledge to help the University of Liberia. So we come this evening not seeking for another title or position, but an opportunity to humbly serve our alma mater with the vast knowledge we have. So we're calling on each of you this evening to come and cast your vote come election time for Emmanuel Arapolo, who have just simply come to help our alma mater to reach its goals. Thank you so much, and we look forward to being elected.
Thank you so much, Mr. Paulus. Moving along now, we want to welcome Mr. Sebastian Tikla. Mr. Tikla.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Coordinator, my fellow Yuliba Nation, I want to give a special shout out to the outgoing administration for a job well done. I want to thank Mr. Melvin Howard and his administration for the zeal and tenacity they have brought to this association. I'm Sebastian J. Tikla. I'm with the Yuliba DMV chapter, where I serve as the current Secretary General. I come to the board not as a novice. I come as a current member of the Liberia Community Association Board of Directors. I come, like I said, the current Secretary General of the Yuliba DMV chapter. Also come as a former president of the Booker Washington Institute Alumni Association, Washington, D.C. chapter. And I also come as the former regional vice president of the Booker Washington Institute Alumni Association Mid-Atlantic chapter, or Mid-Atlantic region. Honored to be here. I deem it a privilege and a pleasure to serve this great association. I am probably different from most of you. I am not a graduate of the book I'm a former student of the University of Liberia. I entered the University of Liberia in 1990 after my graduation from Booker T. Washington Institute. I entered the university in the College of Science and Technology with the hope of obtaining a degree in electrical engineering. But as you all know, the war came and we had to leave. And I re-entered the university in 1992. And I had to leave Liberia in 1995 after about 5 semesters at the university. And my experience at the university was very unique, as you all know. After the Civil War, the university was devastated. We had to sit on blocks, broken chairs, stand at the window at the TH building just to listen to lecture. I came to the States. I have obtained my BIT. I have a bachelor's degree in information technology from the University of Maryland, University College. I currently work as an engineer with Geico. I'm sure most of you have Geico. This is not an advertisement for Geico. But I'm honored to be on the board. And just to let you know that our board here in the Maryland with the Liberian Community Washington, D.C. chapter, we work very closely with our community leader. We have a cordial working relationship moving the Liberian Association forward. You know, we are located in the nation's capital where decisions are made. So I've been very instrumental. Like I said, if you follow my resume, I've played a major part in Booker Washington Institute Alumni, where we have several students, more than 15 students on scholarship at the campus in Liberia. And I think the University of Liberia needs to, our association needs to do better. So I'm looking forward to getting on the board where I can help put in policy and procedures where students will benefit from scholarships here at the scholarships from ULIBA. We are a great community of people. The association is already great. I'm only coming on the board to make it greater. Since I reunited with the University of Liberia Alumni Association of the Americas, 2017, when we hosted the convention here in Maryland. That convention was very successful. And I'm not just full of words, but like you see, I purchased paraphernalia, I purchased souvenirs from our association. And I hope that as a member of the board, I'll be able to do the same fundraising. We need money. So I will say again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's move along now, and I want to call upon the next candidate for the board, and that is Madam Rebecca Dan Nyiswa. Madam Nyiswa.
Good evening, ULIBA Nation. I'm happy to be here, and I'm excited of this process that has brought us thus far. Nelson Mandela says, "It always seems impossible until it is done." So I know there are a lot of things that seem possible, but it's going to be bigger, and ULIBA is going to win when it is done. My name is Rebecca Dan Nyiswa, and I am a member of the New England chapter. I reside in Rhode Island, sit up Pawtucket, Washington State. And I'm proud because I come to you as current chairperson of fundraiser for ULIBA, person who's raising all the money for ULIBA currently. So I'm happy to be in that position. But also, I'm a graduate of the University of Liberia, 2000, 2001, the powerful golden class. I'm a member of that class. And we've always made strive to make the university better. Prior to graduating from that class, I served 2 terms as president of the Economic Students Association. And that class has, and up to now, has never had any woman at that association except for Rebecca. I was president for 2 terms, and I'm very proud of the records that we left there. Currently, I'm part of the Golden Class chat room where I'm serving as chairperson of fundraisers and programs also. They've entrusted me with a lot of things to do. I'm happy that I can be a part of moving the association forward. I hold a master's degree in folk rehab from the Salve Regional University, and I also hold a CAT in mental health. I've worked for the state of Rhode Island as a vocational rehab counselor for the last 15 years, and I'm proud of the service that I do there. And I'm just always of that person who wants to be of service. This is what I bring to Yoruba. This is what I've always given to Yoruba, to be of that person who moved the association to the next level. I believe in giving back, and I believe in making the university proud and none to one. I'm very, very happy to be of service. I come with a few points that I want to bring on the board. I'm that person who believes in trusted leadership, because in order for the association to make its mark, leaders have to be trusted. And I'm one of those people who come on the board with a strong voice that we have to be trusted. We want to foster strong communication among the members of our association as well as our partners. I was fortunate as chair of fundraiser. I was fortunate prior to me being chair of fundraiser, I was fortunate to serve as co-chair for the first inaugural ball that was held in Rhode Island. And it brought a lot of people to Rhode Island. People saw what we did. I was also fortunate to serve as chairperson of fundraiser, and we raised funds in Rhode Island also. Being a part of the fundraising committee, I was fortunate to form a part of a 10-man delegation where I paid my way, my personal money, and went to Liberia to fundraise on behalf of Yoruba. The records are there. We were able to raise $100 and something thousand. We believe in making this association
20 seconds.
one to none. We want to come to this board with member focus, because the members are those people who will move this association forward. I want to come to this board with a strong voice of being a community partner, because we cannot do it by ourselves. No island, we need other people to be a part. Also, we want to promote integrity. We are those people who believe highly that what we've worked for, we can make it better. We want to also be, I'm always of that person who's service oriented. So I say, vote for us. We come as a service oriented person, and we ask you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Minister. Thank you. We are down to our last 3 candidates for the board. The next candidate I want to call upon now is Mr. Cubitt Wilson. Mr. Wilson, your 5 minutes begin now. Mr. Wilson, are you there? Mr. Cubitt Wilson.
Let's go to the next person.
Okay, yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
You hearing me?
Yes, yes, please proceed.
Yeah. Good evening to my fellow member of Yuliba. Speaking is Cubitt Wilson, a household name of Yuliba, former executive financial secretary of Yuliba, ones who have graduated from the University of Liberia in 1990 with BBA in accounting. I possess a master's degree in accounting from the United States of America. I possess a master's degree in financial management. Currently, I work with the state of Maryland as financial manager. The question that we should ask ourselves today, looking at the crossroad we are, we're going to experience an exit of a very powerful administration headed by Comrade Melvin Howard. We should look among ourselves and say, who are those competent people to serve? I am the only aspirant for the board who has the executive experience. I serve as financial manager or financial secretary for this organization with great accomplishment. I provide and develop the accounting policies and procedure for this organization for accountability and transparency. And based on that, this organization have attracted enormous membership. The records are there to attest. This is the only candidate who has a wealth of experience with the current respected board of directors and with the current respected auditors. The auditing team that is headed by Comrade David Kimmer and Tom from Minnesota. My fellow Yoruba members, this is an experiment who have an accomplishment by generating a revenue capacity of this organization. This is an experiment who fought in the trenches with Comrade Melvin D. Howard in Philadelphia, in Minnesota, in Philadelphia, in Maryland, in Georgia, and now I've come to you with passion, commitment to serve you once again, because I have the experience as a financial expert who understands budgeting, who understands financial management. Because when you look at
Join the meeting.
If you look at the responsibility of the board of directors, one important area is adopting capital budgeting and investment. You must have the financial knowledge to serve on a board, to represent your people, one who has independent mind with a fiduciary responsibility. My fellow Europeans, I come to you with open heart. So again, elect me on the board as you did in Pennsylvania when I served as a financial secretary.
20
with
seconds.
distinction and accomplishment. I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Wilson. The next person we want to call is Madam Vera Talbot. Madam Talbot, your 5 minutes begin now.
Good evening, Yuliba Nation. I want to thank you for the opportunity allowed me to brief you on my desire to serve this great organization. As a way of introduction to some and a reminder to others, I am a PhD graduate with record of success in clinical and research laboratory work, research scientist, a healthcare associate, community outreach worker, and biologist. My primary education was completed at Demonstration Elementary School, my junior high education at Brumley Mission, and my high school education at the prestigious College of West Africa, CWA. I spent only 2 years at the University of Liberia and can vividly remember the wonderful time spent in the chemistry and biology laboratories. There at the University of Liberia, I completed my equivalent of an associate's degree in biology. Graduate studies were completed at Wagner College in New York with an MS degree in microbiology. My career as a clinical researcher commenced at Cornell Medical College, now Weill Cornell Medical College in New York, where I worked for 7.5 years and then returned to Germany to complete my doctorate in biology in 2003. Although I enjoy the healthy, I find myself engaging more in extensive community work here in Philadelphia and other parts of the country. This work has been recognized with 14 certificates of appreciation and honor that I have humbly accepted over the past 30 years. Because of my work with various African, Liberian, local community, and alumni associations, I was asked to serve on the Yuliba board in 2016. I have enjoyed the work on this board and would like to continue to serve on the board. We have a great task ahead of us in aiding our alma mater as they strive into the future. I bring my experiences having served on 9 other boards, 5 of which I served as chair. So tonight, I ask you to consider me for this position as I endeavor to complete the work that was started while serving the board for the past 4 years. It is my hope to continue to help build this institution. As much as we need to help the University of Liberia, we cannot do that until we have a strong institution in place, one that is so structured, and then we are able to stretch out to seek the kind of funding that the organization needs to rebuild the university and bring it to the standards that it once held. As stated on my flyer, I have demonstrated my leadership abilities by serving as vice chair of the board for the past 3 years. I have exhibited dedication by serving on the Constitution Committee and working with the team sometimes until 1 to 2 a.m. in the morning. I have shown my desire to help as much as I can, and this can be seen on the local level where the PA chapter can always count on me and they know I'll be there. So as you vote Vera B. Tolbert for the most structured organization, an effective working board, and an anticipated success for the future of ULIBA and the University of Liberia. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Talbot. The final speaker tonight for the board will be Mr. Matthew Williams. Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, are you there?
Joe, Mr. Williams has been having issue logging in, so I've sent him a message. Hopefully, he can log back in.
Okay, we will move along. Let me, before we move along, thank all the aspirants for their interest in wanting to serve on the ULIBA board, and we wish them all the best. Emmanuel, it's over to you.
Thank you, Joe. And we continue. If you're just joining us, my name is Emmanuel Abalo, assisted by my co-moderator, Mr. Joe Mason, and this debate is allowing individuals who would like to serve in leadership on the University of Liberia Alumni Association.
We have a long stuff that was going on. We have a lot of women here.
All right. Well, we'll continue. We just concluded the debate or the statements from members of the board, and we have one person outstanding. Next, we will go to other candidates, including the chaplain, financial secretary, treasurer, and secretary general. They all have 5-minute presentation each, no rebuttal. And those candidates include Mieta Teasley for chaplain. Ms. Teasley, if you're on, your 5 minutes start now.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mieta Teasley. I want to give God the praise for tonight, for being able to participate in such a wonderful and beautiful and blessed organization as our University of Liberia. First of all, I am an ordained minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I am a widow of the late Honorable Isaiah A. Teasley. I am a mother of 8 beautiful girls and 5 beautiful girls and 8 grandchildren. I am a member of the Little White Chapel by the Wayside, where I serve as its spiritual leader for the ministerial team. I am also the founder and visionary of the Miracle Prayer Ministries International. And I want to pick from the words of Paul, that he says, I am a graduate of the University of Liberia, 1997-98. I also have a master's degree from the Strayer University in this country. But I want to pick from the words of Paul. And he says, I do not want you to think that I have attained, but that I reach forward to those things which are before. And so I press towards the mark of the prize for the high calling in Christ Jesus. And that is the reason why I decided at this time, after so many years, to become part of this great organization and its leadership, where I believe and I am persuaded that when I'm duly installed, I will be able to provide the spiritual guidance and leadership to our organization and its leaders. And so tonight, I just want us to know that in order to do that, when I'm installed as the chaplain general of this organization, I will not only be the head, but I want you to know that we will incorporate a team of persons that have the same desire and mind to work, to serve, and to give back. And so being the head, I will need the neck. And I know that the neck is there to turn the head. We will also need the arm. And so we'll be gathering all of us. We need the body to move all of these different parts and the feet to go into the byways and the hedges. And as I said earlier, I love Paul. He spoke in the book of Acts, and he says that when they went from house to house, the church grew. What did they do from house to house? They gave that which they had. And everyone that they gave to that were in need were happy. And I show when we go from house to house and we allow everyone to become a part of this organization, then indeed our organization will grow. And that is what I intend to do. And when we are grown, we will go from house to house, and whatever is needed, we will give. And so I say to you tonight, and not only will we give, but we will also foster peace and unity. For in unity, there is strength. One can put 1,000.
20 seconds.
Two can put 10,000. And so I thank you, and I ask that the peace of God rest, rule, and abide with all of us in Jesus' name. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Teasley. Thank you. And she's a candidate for the position of chaplain. Next, we have Financial Secretary candidate, Mr. Will Jala. Mr. Jala, your 5 minutes start now.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Let me seize this opportunity to extend my health thanks and appreciation to Mr. Melvin Howard, outgoing president, for his leadership in making Yulibar second to none in the whole wide world. I am Dr. William Jala, currently the National Financial Secretary. I hope that we can have a civil debate tonight with our opponent, if there's any. And the debate will focus on what we can do for Yulibar and not what we can do for ourselves. We'll refrain from personal attacks and focus on the task ahead. With that being said, I am, like I said, the current National Financial Secretary. Quite recently, I got elected to Yulibar. I think it was 2018. A few weeks ago, based upon our deliverables, we were elected to ULA's National Treasurer position. It is my hope that as we transition to the new administration, if elected, we'll bring those skills to Yulibar and ensure that Yulibar is accountable and Yulibar is transparent. And above all, we want to make sure that the finances of Yulibar is audited A lot of people think that accountability and transparency equal to fairness. That's not true. We can put numbers on the paper and deliver to you. That's accountability. We can be transparent by presenting the financial reports on yearly basis. That's transparency. But we must order those reports to make certain from the second half that those numbers are what they ought to be. With that being said, let me commend my colleague, Mr. Daniel Twegbe, who has worked along with me for the past 2 years and 3 years. And to say that as we go into elections on next Saturday, we are hopeful that we can prevail and we can deliver the goods. On that note, Mr. Chairman, thank you for the opportunity. We applaud the Election Commission for taking Yoruba to a new level, and we'll look forward to a successful debate. Thanks a lot. Salute.
Thank you, Dr. Jala, for yielding the rest of your time for this exercise to continue. This is a very important exercise, and we applaud each and every one of you and all of those who have joined us on social media for making this exercise a very important one as decisions are made next week. As we continue, we have the candidate for the position of National Treasurer of the Association in the person of Mr. Daniel Twegbe. Mr. Twegbe, your 5 minutes start now.
Good evening, Uniba Nation. My name is Daniel D. Twegbe II from the DMV chapter, Maryland. I first want to say thank you to Mr. Melvin B. Howell, Mr. Melvin Howell. We have worked together so well, and to my colleague, Mr. Dr. Will Jala. So thank you so much for the past 3 years. We have worked so well together. I currently serve as the National Treasurer, was elected to the position on October 27, 2018 at our convention in the state of Georgia. I come to this position with an undergraduate degree in accounting. I also have 3 master's degrees, ranging from an MBA, taxation, and project management. I currently work as a senior accountant with a nonprofit in the Washington, D.C. area. Come with over 25 years of accounting experience. I also manage my own bookkeeping practice. I also manage microfinance business. But over the past years, what we have done, and we continue to build on the gains from the past administration.
This is Matthew. I'm just joining the
I think that we're having some interruption. Please continue, Mr. Twegbe.
Thank you, sir. So over the past year, we continue to build on the gains from the past administration. So on those things what we have done over the past year, we have increased our focus on the accountability and the reporting piece of the organization, including regular budgeting. We were able to work on our financial policy to strengthen the financial policy of the organization for smooth efficiency. We put our focus on increasing the revenue base of the organization and reducing our expenses. And by so doing, we were able to bring in different revenue collection process over the past 3 years, such as bringing in a credit card payment processing. As you all can see today, we now have our own dedicated payment process of Zelle and Cash App. And we are happy to see that over 90% of our people paying for this particular convention has been using that particular method. We have provided so much reporting and real-time analysis of the organization finances, and we will continue to do that. So during this period, I ask for your vote. We don't take your vote for granted. We appreciate the preferment, but we ask for your vote. We are grateful that you have put your trust in us to manage your money. And I will close with a words from my late father who said, as the wind blows, you should be the leaf that shake. So we will continue to be the leaf that will shake in this organization. And I thank you so much. And I ask you again for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Twegbe, for yielding the balance of your time to the debate. The national leadership will have me inform those of our members who are having technical difficulty logging in that they've adjusted and they've made accommodation for you. So if you're still attempting to log in, or you know someone who's trying to log in, please let them know that they will be able to log in, and they do apologize for the inconvenience. We continue, and our General Secretary applicant, Madam Famata Zion, is next, and your 5 minutes start now.
Good evening, Yulibai Nation. My name is Mrs. Famata Vizian. I am a former student of the University of Liberia, a wife, a mother, community leader, but most importantly, a believer in Christ. I am also a gifted professional, self-motivated, a person of integrity, a role model, and a difference maker. Additionally, as a progressive woman who has a great deal of stamina, I work hard and take great satisfaction from being supportive and productive. Recognizing and cultivating the potential in others, why I remain committed to stable values such as loyalty and honesty are paramount in my leadership role. What's most important to me is finding a place where individuals want to work together as a true team and have the same values and community interest. To that effect, I am honored as a white ballot candidate in the upcoming elections to accept the position as Secretary General and look forward to the task ahead. It is my fervent prayer that God will continue to lead me in my efforts to help rebuild. To my local leadership, Honorable Milton Massaquoi and the members of the Minnesota chapter, I do want to say thank you for the support given me, and I promise SOTA will deliver. To the Yulibai Nation, thank you for the trust and confidence in my ability to serve you in this capacity. Please be assured that the desired results of this position will be achieved through your support, and above all, with God being my help. Because Philippians 4:13 reminds me and gives me the assurance that I can do all things through Christ who has strengthened me. Thank you for the opportunity to serve over the next 2 years. I am humble. God bless Yuliba, and God bless us all. Together we win. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Zion, and thank you to all of the candidates who just made their case to the audience. And we continue here. Next will be the debate for the vice presidential candidate, and I will join my co-moderator, Mr. Mason, to take it up from here. Joe.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Manuel, and welcome again to everyone to this segment of the debate featuring the vice presidential candidates. This particular segment will cover participation in and work on behalf of the association. Let me also announce that this segment requires us to take 5 questions from the audience, and from the list of eligible voters are randomly selected 5 members as those who will be asking questions on this segment. So, and I also have 4 alternates as well in the event the 5 members I'm calling are not ready to ask their questions. So if your name matches the numbers I call, you will be called upon to ask questions during this segment. The numbers I have are 9, 27, 81, 108, 154. Again, my first 5 numbers are 9, 27, 81, 108, 154. And my alternate are 46, 19, 150, 100. The alternates are 46, 19, 150, 100. I'm now pleased to welcome the 2 candidates for the vice presidential debate. They are Madam Monica Toll and Mr. Daniel Meza. Guys, are you with me?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Madam Toll, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Mr. Co-moderator, may I interrupt for a moment? I understand that the one candidate from the prior debate is now available, and if you would indulge, would you please allow him to make his statement, and then we will proceed to the vice presidential candidates. Your permission, sir.
Certainly, and that candidate I assume will be Mr. Matthew Williams. Mr. Williams, you can go ahead. Mr. Williams, are you there? Mr. Williams.
Mr. Williams, we're trying to get you on to make a statement before we proceed. Are you available?
This is Matthew Williams from Minnesota. I'm just joining.
Join the meeting. Please proceed with your statement, sir. You have 5 minutes starting now.
Mr. Williams, can you proceed?
Hello?
Yes, we are listening to you, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, unfortunately, I just joined. I've been trying to join. I missed the other two candidates. I don't know who is on board. I assist the secretary who's on board.
Is this Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Williams, you have 5 minutes to speak, to make your presentation. So you have your 5 minutes starting now. So go ahead and make your presentation, sir.
Well, I'm Matthew Williams, past president of the University of Liberia. I served as president for the University of Liberia for over 10 years. And by virtue of my position as president of the University of Liberia, I was a member of the board of trustees. And we did everything in our power to preserve the alumni. Hello, are you there?
We're listening, sir. Go ahead.
We did everything possible to preserve our institution. When we came to that position as president of the Alumni Association, the association was almost dead because of the inactivity of the past leadership. So under my administration with Anthony Scott, we did everything possible and revived the Alumni Association. When I was on the board, there were a lot of issues that we encountered, more especially with the president of the university at that time. One of those issues involved the renting or leasing of the Greystone property to the University of Liberia for 100 years for a little over 2.some billion. We fought against that. We were summoned by the then President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, but we made resolve that we were not going to be part of whatsoever decision that was made. And then we were informed by the president that she was going to use her power to make sure that the American got the Greystone property. And the underlying factor was that the president of the University of Liberia then was promised to have been made an ambassador, which Ellen did after the overriders because of our number on the board, and that agreement was granted. Before that agreement, we were receiving over $100,000 from the American embassy for that property. Now you imagine $100,000 per annum as compared to $2.1 million for 100 years. That was a sale up to the property, and she said that she was doing it because of what the American had done for us. We brought it back to our colleagues, and you know, the executive power in Africa, we could not do anything. Howbeit, we did what we could as representative of the Alumni Association. I have a vast experience in leadership, the president appointed me to the APRC board in 2008 that I served for 3.5 years when I had to leave to come to the United States. So we will hold the leadership of the Alibart to their feet, because without any strong board, you can never have a very strong executive. We make sure that as member of the board, we control your assets. That this program that we are going through for election, we see the amount of money that has been raised. We are going to make sure that whatsoever finances that are available will be used for the intended purpose, and the board will have some significant power to make sure that the money that has been raised will be used for our projects in Liberia. And also, one of the most important things, I appreciate the sending of bands and all of those things to the University of Liberia. But as member of the board, we will definitely try to put in place a scholarship scheme that will help needy students at the University of Liberia. So vote for me as member of the board. We have very vast experience. Your past president, and that a lot of things we did, we believe that we can improve on. I thank our President Melvin.
Time.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Willem. Someone inquired about the numbers I've read earlier and where they can find those numbers. My understanding is the Elections Commission released the list of eligible voters, and those names are accompanied by numbers. So find those names, and when the number I call matches your name, you will be eligible to ask questions during this segment of the debate. Let's return to our two candidates, Madam Monica Toll and Mr. Daniel Mensah. Guys, welcome back.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Loud and clear. Mr. Mensah?
Thank you. I'm here.
Let me first say thank you to the both of you for your commitment to serve Yuliba as vice president. Service is a noble thing, so I want to commend you both. We will begin by having the candidates make a 2-minute introductory statement. They can introduce themselves and say what they want to say in those 2 minutes, and then we'll go into open debate. Mr. Daniel Mensah, you'll go first.
Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are. I'm happy to be part of this program. I want to thank you all for taking all your time to be here. And you could have been doing your overtime or something else, but you volunteer your time to work for the university for free, and that's a noble act. I'm Dan Mensah, 1987 graduate from Civil Engineering Department. Married 25 years, 4 kids, 2 girls with degrees, a boy plays football for sophomore, a son who's a used car dealer, salesman. My service record includes 2018 Yuliba Election Commission. Personally, I serve as point engineer for Yuliba Premier Project, the multi-purpose student center in Monrovia. I'm also a due pay member of the Pennsylvania chapter. We work on the planning committee there. My service record also includes being 4 times president of the Monrovia College Alumni Association, 6 years president of Pennsylvania Community Old-Timers Sports Association. Personally, I work for the government. I work for the Navy. I do high priorities value projects for them in San Diego, California. That's my assignment. And I'm happy to run for vice president. And I want you guys to vote for me. It's a noble task. I'm running along with Madam Sandra Hall, along with a team we sure can bring values to you. I have 2 master's degrees in 4 engineering disciplines, and I have a graduate certificate from Harvard University in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mensah. Madam Toll?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking time off your busy schedule to be here with us today. In the words of Franz Fanon, each generation must, out of relative obscurity, discover its mission, fulfill it, and betray it. I am here because I have discovered my generation's mission. And with the help of everyone present here today, and even those that could not make it, intend to fulfill it. My name is Monica Toe, and I am running for the position of Vice President of the University of Liberia Alumni Association in the Americas, ULIBA. I hold a bachelor's degree from the University of Liberia in accounting, where I also minor in economics. I also hold a master's of science degree in accounting also. I have over 20 years of accounting experience. I currently serve at a nonprofit in DC, where I serve as a senior accountant, and we are familiar with 501c3 regulation. I am a former president of the Youth and Young Adult Fellowship of the Monrovia District Liberia Annual Conference, United Methodist Church, and former Secretary General and current president of the Nuclear Association in the Americas, NECTA. I joined ULIBA during the Charles Coleman administration, and I currently serve as the treasurer for the ULIBA DMV chapter. Since joining ULIBA, my commitment to ULIBA have never wavered. But instead, my passion for ULIBA has increased, and that is why I'm running to serve as vice president for ULIBA. Needless to say that all the doom and gloom that we have heard about our alma mater can be overwhelming, but to resign ourselves to sheer desperation and hopelessness, or to leave ULIBA to the devices of most interested in maintaining the status quo, is to abandon our alma mater. When elected as vice president of ULIBA, it is our intention to work with the president-elect and the board of directors of ULIBA in keeping with the Constitution to make our beloved ULIBA second to none. By engaging in the solicitation of external partners and sources of financial funding to help reduce the financial burdens of our members. Vote Monica for vice president of ULIBA. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Monica. Thank you again, Daniel, for your opening statement. I'm going straight to you now, Madam Toe, for this first question. What is your view on a candidate's participation in the affairs of the Alumni Association prior to contesting for any office? Do you believe that this should be a requirement?
I don't think it should be. Reason being that the candidate may have other experiences outside of ULIBA that they can bring to the table to serve in a position in ULIBA. So working in ULIBA does not eliminate someone from serving ULIBA, because you bring outside experience, management skills, etc., to ULIBA.
Mr. Mensah, do you believe that prior service to the Alumni Association should be a prerequisite for someone who wants to run for office?
Indirectly, I believe so. You don't have to hold a position, but you have to be of service. Being of service in the organization helps. It shows that you want to associate with the organization. It shows that you believe and subscribes to the values of the organization. And I think just being an active member in your chapter goes a long way in showing who you are. Some people just come from outside and want to jump in a race just for voting purposes or for position purposes. And some people jump in this organization for resume building, to go back to Liberia to get jobs. So being part of the organization and knowing how it works, it serves a better purpose. So you don't have to be an officer or anything else, but it's good to just be active in your local chapter because the chapter builds the national. Thank you.
Along those lines, coming back to you, what has been your level of participation in the Alumni Association prior to now? I'll be grateful if you can cite specific successes and challenges.
I'm a founding member, by the way. I was on the interim board during the Charles Kuma administration in Pennsylvania. We had several meetings, nobody attended. We had to continue to engage people until we came to where we are. I'm a due paying member in the Pennsylvania chapter. I serve on the planning committee. I've served on a lot of arrangements that we've made and management processes. I also serve on the project committee on the national level. I'm the point engineer. The project committee was a little slow when I got there. I put things in business. I changed the way we did things. We did things originally the way projects are run in the United States according to official processes and accepted communications and logical professional engineering flow of sequence as per the United States government and Liberia work. Also, I support on a national level various committees and different projects. So I've worked for this organization in many ways. Thank you.
A similar question to you, Madam To. I want you to point to your level of participation in the Alumni Association prior to now. What have you done? What can you cite as your successes in the association? And if there are challenges as well, I would like to hear about those.
Thank you, Mr. Mason. Like I mentioned earlier, I've joined ULIBA when Charles Coleman was president and Mr. Dan Franklin Weller was the Eastern Region vice president. Under Mr. Weller, we designed programs during which we went to the Liberian embassy in DC and tried to create awareness of the Alumni Association. We sold T-shirts, we had a booth, and we tried to engage former students and alumni of the university to join the university. Since then, we've continued to participate in the Alumni Association. We serve as one-time chairperson of the Public Relations Committee. We also currently serve as the treasurer of our local chapter, and we've always participated in events. We were part of the committee that hosted the first annual convention in Maryland on the Eastern Region Vice President Lucy Kiev and chapter coordinator Isaac Smith. We've always been engaged with the Alumni Association, either through back channels or directly. And we've participated, we built the current website of the Alumni Association as a way to engage our members. And we've worked as much as possible. And we are grateful that today we have an Alumni Association that everyone can celebrate.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm staying with you for this next round of questions. I believe, Madam To, that you support Mr. Anthony Strawberry for the presidency. Am I right in assuming that?
Yes, sir. He's my presidential candidate.
Correct. If I'm right in assuming that, I also can rightly assume too that you share in his vision and aspiration for the association. If that is correct, what happens in the event, because I know elections in ULIBA are based on individual merit. What happens if you are elected vice president and Madam Hall is elected president? What sort of vice president will you be to Madam Hall?
as much as I'm running as a running mate with Mr. Anthony Soare, because I believe in what he brings to the table, I also understand that we are individual candidates on individual ballots. And if I were to be elected vice president for Madam Sandra Hall, it's I don't have any problem working with Madam Hall, because I will perform my duties as prescribed in the Yuliba Constitution and work to elevate our beloved organization, Yuliba.
Mr. Mensah, Madam Hall is your preferred candidate as well. I heard you mention when you made your opening statement, I heard you mention that as well. And I'm sure both of you have talked about the vision and her platform as well. Similar question to you. In the event you were elected vice president and Mr. Soare was elected president, what sort of vice president will you be to Mr. Soare?
Thank you. That's a very important question. And that question goes to the very core of Yuliba. We want unity, we want growth, we want progress. So the organization comes first. We'll put the organization first in that is, if Mr. Soare becomes the president, we'll work with him. There are some platforms, initiatives that we have. They are all positive. Mr. Soare also has some platform initiatives that he has. We will try to blend those initiatives, reconcile them, and move forward. We will put the organization first. As I always said, I'm a servant of the people. We didn't come here to build resumes. My resume is always already built, and this is a noble service. I come to serve. So that would be the least of my concerns. My concern would be to go out there, grab people. In fact, I would tend to beggar in chief. That is, go out there and beg for money to bring to the University of Liberia. Go out there, convince people who didn't, for some reason, wanted to support Mr. Soare, put them on the bandwagon. Look, this is Yuliba, this is who we are, and this is where we're going to go. Thank you.
Staying with you, candidates
Join the meeting
for someone who can complement them. And assuming you and Madam Hall have talked about this, I'm sure she's someone, you're someone she feels she can complement. Talk about, if you may, Madam Hall's greatest strength as you see it, and what is her biggest weakness for which you have to complement her?
Thank you. I'll be frank here. She doesn't answer the telephone calls as I would like for her to do, but again, we're all busy, and that is something she has worked on. She has improved over time, and we have a very good professional relationship. We got a very good academic promoting relationship. What I mean by that, we promote each other in terms of learning as much as we can, so we can bring back to Yuliba. So we do have that relationship going forward. We have this platform that we put ideas together. We start from scratch. We've shared them, and we are committed to our platform. And so our working relationship is that of a professional administrative role where we're going forward. And our main goal here is to unite, grab the members, put them together, show them our platform. This is where we are. This is where we want to go. How can you contribute? How can you change? How can you make it better? How can you make it different? How can you make it faster? Thank you.
A similar question to you, Madam Tour. I'm sure you know Mr. Soare well enough. Can you speak to his strength, and can you speak also to what you consider his weakness that he will rely upon you, were you both to be elected as president and vice president?
I've worked with Mr. Soare for close to 2 years now. And first of all, he's a family man, as everyone knows. He's very passionate about assisting our fellow Liberians back home. And I don't even see it as a weakness because of his passion. He always takes the time to check on what's going on. How are you doing? Can we do this? How can we do it? That's the kind of person Mr. Soare is. Matter of fact, I think of him as a brother from another mother. And as it relates to ULIBA, he has been very deliberate about designing the ULIBA hour so that former students and graduates of the University of Liberia that live in the diaspora can get to know what the current administration is doing to ping their interest so that they can come and join hands and make and assist our alma mater back home. So Mr. Suarez is a passionate brother. He is very, very deliberate about making sure that ULIBA grows. He calls everybody from different states, and he intends, as per our platform, to grow our membership, to make sure that ULIBA is out of members' pocket by developing external funding so that members do not have to pay for everything that ULIBA needs.
Do you believe, as an organization, ULIBA has done enough over the years to assist the university?
Personally, my answer would be no.
There's interference.
Personally, my answer would be no. Reason being, but resources are limited, and I understand that given time and the limitation of resources, the current administration did what they could do. However, we believe we believe that ULIBA needs fresh ideas, new management skills, new experiences from different places to make ULIBA great. For instance, our current major project, the multipurpose student center, that's a project that the ULIBA members alone cannot, I believe personally, cannot undertake. I believe we need to reach out to businesses in America. We have a 501c3 status. We need to leverage that status in order for us to accomplish that project. The members by themselves cannot do it. That's my belief.
Thank you. A similar question to you, Mr. Mensah, but before you answer that question, I just want again to remind members 9, 27, 81, 108, and 154 to stand by if you have questions. When Mr. Mensah answers this question, we'll come over to the audience for their question. Mr. Mensah, the question to you also is, do you believe that the Alumni Association over the years has done enough to assist the university?
You're muted.
Mr. Mensah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
All right. Going back to answer the question, under the circumstances, we've done the best we can. Every organization have its shortcomings and its problems, and ULIBA is working assiduously with every connection it has to collaborate with a lot of processes, including 501c matching funds, including external fundraisers that we have in our platform. All of those things can make us do a better job. But under the circumstances, yeah, we're moving forward with the coming in of our platform. Our pledge will be to connect in every way we can. We have a couple of programs in our platform to engage, extend the membership. As you know, more people, more money, more power, and more connections, more programs, more fundraiser. One of the primary things on our agenda is to revamp the fundraiser and development committee so they can expand their horizons to go out there and bring in more money. So as we bring more money, modify our programs, we'll be in a better position to do more when it comes to the University of Liberia. Let them stand by, we're coming, we'll do it for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mensah. Let's see if we can get some questions from the audience. I will call the number that I mentioned earlier, beginning with number 9. Voter number 9, are you there?
Voter number 9 is Rebecca Niswa.
Rebecca Jinswa,
Hi,
Rebecca.
wow. I get to be the lucky one.
Rebecca, go ahead.
My question is going to the both candidates, right? Joe, you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Rebecca.
Excuse me, Mr.
Am I
Mason.
asking?
Mr. Mason, excuse me for the interruption. I see a different name here for number 9. I see Georgia Bates.
Okay,
So
Faith, can you confirm that name?
Can post the post list so people can find it.
No.
These numbers are all the way from September.
That's not me. Got it wrong, sir.
Okay, so then maybe the treasurer.
No, please. Let me, sorry to jump in, Mr. Moderator.
We rely on the updated list from the commissioner.
Yeah,
Rebecca, go ahead.
Here is Rebecca. Number 8 is Georgia.
Yeah, Mr. Commissioner, if anything, I'm still working. So please, if there's any confirmation, I have the listing open. So the list is consistent with what the commissioner just said. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Do I have the floor?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, my question is, we are part of Univa, and no man is an island. We want to I wanted the candidates, any of those candidates, to describe a team experience that you found disappointing. What have you done to prevent this? Because sometimes people are part of a team and then they walk away because something is disappointing. So coming as new leadership, have you ever found, while working with Univa, because all of you have served on some committee, have you ever found an experience that was disappointing, and what did you do at that time? If you ever have that, what will you do going forward?
Mr. Mensah, you will answer that question first.
Thank you, Rebecca, for that question. That's a great question. And again, it forms at the very core of what we stand for. Madam Sandra Howe and myself will go as a team, okay? And we should work together as a team. And every day in my professional life, I make a decision of life and death for the Navy of the United States of America. We send men out there in harm's way. We have to protect them by the engineering work we do. Bringing it back to ULIBA, there are a lot of ways we can solve a problem. But specifically to answer the question, we have some problems in the project committee. Some of some of our members on here, I don't want to go too hard hitting on them, but you know yourselves. We have some issues with communications, delay in tax, because what we do in the project committee, we break the tax down and assign it to the different engineers based on their professional expertise. And I coordinate along with the chairman, and we bring the task back to the next meeting. And again, we've had a lot of engineers who will not come back with their task because of their job, because of professional and family relationships. And that was disappointing. But how I fixed that? I extended the time period, I gave them options, and I created secondaries, such that if you fail on your option, you have a secondary to help you up. And we use the non-technical people as secondaries to help them up. And we use people to call each other. So in our process, there were some things that got delayed, but at the end of the day, we got it straightened up. So all of us know the system of redundancies. If you set things up as a project manager and you have a failure, the redundancy comes in and it kicks in. That's what makes a project team successful. So every project got some disappointments, and the whole idea of project is to weigh in the risks. You weigh in the risks, you look at the constraints, and you look at risk management procedures. How can you provide for contingency when these things occur? And all our disappointments turned out to be kind of delayed, but we work on it. So that's what I did about the disappointment. Thank you, guys.
Madam Toh?
Yes, Mr. Mason. So I worked on the 2017 convention, Maryland Convention Committee, and did we have some delays? Did we have some disappointments? Yeah. But basically what we did was to make sure that we collaborate with our committee members. We made sure to check on every committee member to find out, you know, how they were doing with their task, and also to find out if they needed help. And if help was needed, we provided help as needed. I work currently at a nonprofit in the accounting department, and I'm in charge of training young accountants that join our organization. And usually there's always kind of training process that needs to go on. Now, in order to do that, you first of all need to make sure that the person is relaxed, they appreciate what you're doing, and then feel comfortable and to come to you with problems, and then you work with them to help resolve the problem. And these are the same skills that we bring to the convention committee, where we worked with our team members to make sure the convention was a very successful convention. Matter of fact, that was the first convention that raised more than $10,000 in Yuliba.
Thank you, Madam Toh. I'll be going over to my colleague immediately after this next question from the audience. Audience number 27. You can ask your question now if you have one. Number 27.
Fatima, quick. It's
Thank
number
you.
27.
My question is for both candidates. I would like for you to just pick one change that you think will be needed for this organization to grow, and why.
Thank you. We're beginning with you, Madam Toh.
I can think of several changes, but one major change that will help Yuliba to grow is membership recruitment. Currently, we only have 5 chapters, and you have Yuliba graduates and former students all over the diaspora, different states, different locations. And I believe that we need to reach out to our members in Texas, for instance, in Iowa, for instance, in Connecticut, and get them to come to the organization. With more members, we have more skill sets, we have more people to perform tasks, so that we're not just hammering the same people over and over. And that will end up reducing the stress on a few people that are currently doing performing tasks in Yuliba.
Kennedy Mensah, you want to respond to the question?
Yeah, thank you, guys. And again, as I say, let me stop being monotonous. Let me use another word. This is very important to the organization, because where there is membership, there's growth. And I agree with my opposition that membership is one thing that can grow us, but my why is a little different. Okay, we need to reach out in a strategic way. People have to feel belong. When they feel belong, they come back to you. Like for example, our benevolence we gotta make people feel belong when the people die, when they are bereaved, when their children graduate from school. These are the core things that go to the family. Nobody wants to spend his money on an organization who don't care about how you feel. And we used the same strategy when I was running Monrovia College. When I started running Monrovia College, and my opposition benefited from that. She's a member, and we're very good friends at that. She even helped in the process, and we made people belong. We brought them in, we connected them, we gave them opportunities, all right, to become part of us. And we created segments in the chapters that will go to these people's funerals, call them, give them gifts, and what have you. So we got to make people feel belong. When people feel belong, they relax, they sacrifice, and they contribute to the organization. And they got to know their purpose, and it goes along with feeling belong. Because if you know your purpose is single, straightforward, focus, people will contribute. So the more membership, the better for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mensah. My co-moderator will take it over from now, Emmanuel.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. We continue here, and the next topic, we will shepherd the candidates through the highlights of their platform, as well as take them to the closing statements. But this question goes to Mr. Mensah, specifically to Mr. Mensah. Your platform lists a number of short-term projects, significant among which is the renovation of the University of Liberia Capitol Hill campus. What is the projected cost of the exercise, and how quickly do you anticipate getting this project completed? Mr. Mensah?
Oh, yes, thanks for that question. First of all, we need to do a needs assessment. And the platform is a plan to do something. It's not the thing, and it's not an estimate. All right, it's just like a budget. Here you have a budget, you do initial evaluations, you come back with components to that budget. So we need to do a needs assessment on what is to be done. Now we got some other inputs. We heard that the government of Liberia is providing $3 million to do some renovation there. Okay, there are a lot of things to do, and those things fall under the needs assessments. When we get the needs assessment through, we will be in a better position to modify our plan to do those quick impact projects. Quick impact, as you know, is not a major project, is to relieve our people from their present suffering. So whatever the government does and what's left over, we can chime in based on our needs assessment. But again, our platform is a plan to do certain things with the team. The present vice president, who is my presidential candidate, and I, along with the ULIBA executive that we will form when we win, we will put these priorities together, and we will be able to implement these things. Thank you.
And just a follow-up to that, this implementation will occur during your tenure, before the end of your tenure?
We are hoping so. We have a time frame for our distribution and our allocation of activities on our platform, and we'll work assiduously with that time frame based on the funding we get, based on the cooperation we got from Morovia, based on the cooperation we get from ULIBA, and we'll go forward. So we intend to do that. And it should be done because of quick impact. It should be done within our administration. It's not like the big project, which is the multi-purpose project, where one administration can do a phase and the other administration do another phase. Quick impact is quick impact. That's what we need. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mensah. And we turn to Madam To. Specifically to you, among your quick impact projects listed in your platform is, quote, helping to recruit university professors to teach online courses at the University of Liberia, unquote. As you all know, as recently as this past August, students at the University of Liberia protested against the online electronic learning program. What do you see as some of the challenges of the e-learning program, and how can you ULIBA partner with the administration in the homeland to alleviate some of these challenges? Please be specific.
Mr. Abalo, are you sure you're reading our platform, sir?
You care to elaborate?
because the item you gave Mr. Menza was from our platform, and the item you're asking me currently is from his platform. However, we don't believe, we as a team, knowing the current electricity issues and current internet issue and the cost of internet in Liberia.
Join the meeting.
We don't believe that online classes is an effective way to get students engaged. We instead, in our platform, will try to organize tutorial programs for students, and also we will try to get peer-to-peer training or assistance on different subjects so that they can be able, it will improve their academic performance. As for online courses, we do not believe right at this moment online training, online schooling it's feasible for the current students in Liberia, given their economic situation and the cost of internet and electricity being what it is in Liberia currently.
Thank you, Madam To. And our audience question coming up will be number 81. Please prepare. Quick question, starting with Madam To.
Yes, sir.
Can you commit to the listeners and the watchers that you will serve out your term if elected?
Yes, sir. Yuliba needs us, and we have the time, we have the passion, we have the energy to give to Yuliba. Our alma mater needs us, and we plan to serve and provide assistance to our alma mater through Yuliba. So when elected vice president of Yuliba, we plan to serve the entire term, God's willing.
Thank you, Madam To. Mr. Menza, same question. Under what conditions would you be unable to serve out your full term?
I said somebody shoot me. Anyway, look, guys, we got a platform in place. We got plans, we got programs, and when you project for things to happen and you become creative, the creativity drives you, the zeal drives you. While I'm in office, I won't be thinking about leaving office. I will be thinking on progressing the organization every step of the way, finding new creative ways to make things happen, finding ways to commit to our platform, finding ways to encourage members to stay, finding ways to encourage members to reach out and bring in more members. A lot of you guys graduated from schools in this country, okay? You know what it is when they say alumni homecoming. Yuliba is far from that. We need to reach there. We need to be a force to reckon with. We need to have a situation where, look at high school reunions, for example, on our platform. They make more money than us when they have their reunions. Why? Because they're closer, they're widespread, and they expand. That's why on our platform, we have a place there where we will learn from them. We'll exchange ideas, we'll exchange membership. For example, we have a lot of high school reunion leaders who graduated from LU. They got nothing to do with Yuliba. We need to draw on that strength. We need to draw on those experiences and bring them in. So in the process, I won't be thinking about not serving my term. I'll be looking for more ways to make things happen within my term before I can get out, because we got a time limit. Time by time, wait for no man. You got to keep moving. You got to keep pushing. You got to get to where you want to get. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Menza. And questioner number 81, are you on? Number 81, your question for the candidates, please.
Iman, I'm just told that 81 is now online right now. And
who is? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, are you guys hearing me?
That's
yes.
Toby. He's here, number 81.
Yeah. So okay, I got a call not too long ago that I was 81. So
yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
So thanks, fellow members for this process. So my question is going to be in twofold, and I'll put the most important one to me first, which is our revenue generation process. So I'll give you a quick story before I ask the question, and I hope you guys can bear with me for the time.
Please
So
limit your question to one. Please limit your question to one. Thank
okay,
you.
then I'll take the most important one. We all attended University of Liberia, right? You know, just before the 1990 war, when they brought those new books in the bookstore and we went to buy them, I quickly found out that one of the new accounting books was more expensive than what we were paying for our whole semester school fee. Because one of the accounting books, accounting 305 and 309, one of those books were like $75 US. And when I actually registered, I think the registration, everything came to about $50 US. Right?
Please go to your question. What's the question, please?
The question is, how do we, what are the plans for each candidate to ensure that we support our organization, our institution, to make the organization we say we love get better? I feel that the fact that we don't have an annual due payment tells me that we're not ready to support this organization we say we love. How do you plan to change that?
Thank you. We start with Mr. Menza and then Madam Tor. Mr. Menza, please be brief.
Thank you, Toby. I like the question. Well, let me make some correction. We do have an annual due payment, which is your national due you should pay for convention. So all of us here have paid that due and we are on.
Yeah, Mr. Mensah, that's my main point there. In my feeling, we should have an annual due payment separate from the convention. Your convention fee is if you feel like you want to attend the convention in whatever state, you buy a ticket and go. But annual due payment is as long as you are a member, you're supposed to pay that due payment every year, just like the other universities in America do.
Okay, let me come back to fully answering the question. Yeah, so that is our due payment for 9, okay? And we have plans to do a lot more. But the interested support of the national is from the chapter levels. And we do a lot of fundraiser in the chapter. We pay dues on the chapter level. And so that, and I don't know about other chapters, but Pennsylvania have an annual due that we pay each one of us. And then we come to the convention, we pay again. So those are our annual dues. And those things can be improved, but we got to look at the needs, the availability, and again, bringing in more members. You can't do more than what your membership can afford. So those are some of the things we're looking at. But coming on board, there are 2 line items in our platform that will help those kind of situations where we will reach out, where we will use the membership to expand, and where we will surround ourselves by people who are willing to pay a little more than their normal $60 or $125. But to your point, you do have a point, but we got to start from somewhere. We can't just jump on the people and impose it on them. We got to start from somewhere. You know, every year we go up until we reach to where we can either separate those dues or combine them to make them more. But that's a great point, and that's a great help that if we can incorporate it in our strategies, that will work. Thank you.
Madam To, the question goes to you, and I believe the crux of that question had to do with fees paid for books at the University of Liberia. How do you respond?
Thank you, Mr. Abalum. My response to that question is twofold. One is that instead of tasking membership, as a member of the national, you pay certain fee to attend convention, and then you are part of your local chapter, and you also make contribution to your local chapter. That's financially draining. So instead of increasing membership dues, etc., we, the Soiree-To team, will endeavor to identify external financial sources. We will endeavor to engage businesses. We will endeavor to leverage ULIBA's 501c3 status so that companies will be able to make donation to ULIBA for a tax write-up. That's how the society we today exists in operates. Almost everyone here present today have their family to take care of. They have debt burden, etc., etc. Increasing the financial burden by increasing dues I don't believe is the right way to go. And that's why Anthony Soare and I, when elected, will work with the board of directors as in conformity with the Constitution to employ and identify external funding sources.
Thank you. The next questioner is. The next questioner is number 108. 108, are you available? What is your question, please? 108. We'll go on to.
Excuse me, 108 is Annette Photo. She's not on.
All right, we'll go to 54. 54, are you available?
Let me see if I keep it waiting 54. Let me check.
54
is let me call them. We can skip. It's some Brown.
54 is Mr. Cromer Brown.
Yeah. Cromer is taking care of this, so I don't think he can ask questions.
Mr. Moderator, we are not hearing you. We see your mouth working, but we're not hearing you.
I apologize. Number 46, alternate 46.
Let me check. 46. It's Cuba Wilson.
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you have a question, please? For the candidate?
Yeah, yes, I have a question. Many questions regarding governance. To both of the aspiring vice president, I understand that this election is by individual ballot, not by team. And my question is this: I know that you are accountable to your Libyans because they are voting you into office. Now, if there is a policy difference between you and the president, how do you handle this to avoid conflict that would disrupt the leadership?
We go to Madam Tool first and then Mr. Menza.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
Mike is Shamwolf.
Given that we are social animals, there are bound to be disagreement. However, this disagreement should not be disruptive. Disagreement should serve as a way of understanding the next person reason for wanting things done the way the way they want it. First thing is that we need to protect our organization, ULIBA. And as such, whatever the policy differences will be or is, we should first think ULIBA and how it affects ULIBA. And if it does not in any way help the growth of our organization, ULIBA, then we should consult with elders. We should consult with other our other colleagues that will be part of the executive committee, and maybe even consult with former executive of ULIBA and get advice on how to resolve whatever the conflict is. But regardless of whatever it is, ULIBA should always be the first and foremost reason for wanting to resolve conflicts in an organization.
Thank you, Madam. So, Mr. Mensah?
Thanks for that question. Again, that's a very important question because we need a cohesiveness in the organization. So as I said earlier, the organization comes first. But let's look at conflict resolution 101, okay? We put the issues on the table. We find the similarity and we work on the differences. And we continuously negotiate and collaborate until we reach an agreement. If we can't reach an agreement, then we come to breaking it down into phases. I would prefer if I think in the interest of ULIBA that the president, the opposition president who has now become president, idea is better. We run it first, nothing wrong with that. We'll try to see if we can run all of them, given financial constraints, all right? If reconciliation can be reached. So those are the way we work around things because ULIBA comes first, then we come second. Okay, we are the agents and the tools to build up ULIBA, to bring ULIBA to where it was. I don't see any conflict that can be solved, you know, especially with ULIBA being a very small organization. And technically, the two platforms are almost the same. It's just a matter of mechanics and semantics. So, you know, those will be simple things to sit down on the table, brainstorm, and we got the smartest of people in this organization. We just need to apply what we know. And that would be the game changer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mensah. And all for the sake of brevity and time constraint, that will be the last question from the audience. And we will now like to get into our closing statements for the vice presidential candidates. And we will start with Mr. Mensah. You have 2 minutes.
ULIBA Nation, thank you for some of you guys didn't eat, some of you didn't eat enough. Your full goal in opportunity cost or the economics 101. Your food and your time with your families just to listen to us, and I tell you thank you. And I want you to vote for our team, Sandra Hall and I, going forward. We promise to give you exactly what you want, not what we want. All right. The whole idea is to bring together the unity and the strength. They say there's strength in numbers. So I want to tell you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for sitting down here, listening to us. I want to tell the opposition thanks too for coming up to be a competitive force to make things interesting. I want to tell the moderators, thank you. All right. I want to tell all the forces, all the candidates who want to work for free because this is a noble cause. Nobody have leverage over you. You could have gone home or you could have taken your time somewhere else. We want to also tell you thank you. Go Hall Mensa. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mensah. And Madam To, you have the final closing statement. 2 minutes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Abalo. Thank you, my Moravia College brother, for giving me the opportunity to compete against you. ULIBA is number one, and our alma mater is first and foremost. We ask that you vote for the Soiree Tour team because we want to build an alumni association that will meet the changing needs of our alma mater. We also ask that you vote for the Soiree Tour team because the Soiree Tour team is a team player. The Soiree Tour team builds consensus. The Soiree Tour team is a team that encourages transparency, honesty, and serves as a unifying force. We will listen to you and we will try to do whatever is possible in keeping with the Constitution. We will work with the board as much as possible. And we will try to engage in short-term projects that will help our students that are currently at the University of Liberia. You remember when you were at LU, things were not easy. Even the best of the best still had a difficult time, maybe buying book, maybe finding food, maybe understanding the subject matter. And what the soiree team wants to do is to be of assistance to the current student body, and as well as work with the current administration to improve our flagship institution, the University of Liberia. I thank everyone for coming. I thank the moderators for their great performance. I thank the Election Commission for planning this event, first of its kind in Yuliba Nation. We thank the current leadership, the board of directors, and the executive. And we ask, as we conclude, that Soiree 2 is the team that will bring change and unity and will build Yuliba. Thank you.
The voice of Monica Toh, and earlier you heard Mr. Daniel Menza. These are vice presidential candidates of the University of Liberia. And they have been making their cases to the listening audience. And just to inform everyone, we have about 134 persons on the Zoom call, in addition to watchers on Facebook. So that's quite an appreciable interest in the debate here. We're going to continue now. We're heading into the presidential debate featuring Sandra Hall and Anthony Soiree. At this juncture, I'll turn it over to my co-moderator, Joe Mason. Joe.
We can't hear you.
You have to unmute.
Sorry, folks. Sorry. Again, thanks, Emmanuel. Thanks to everyone. 134, that's a significant number. It speaks to the heightened interest Yulibians have in this association and in these elections. So thank you all so much for just going along the process and abiding by the rules as laid down by the Elections Commission. We're also informed that you can throw questions in the chat room. In the event that the numbers we have are not available, we might go to the chat room to get questions and ask those questions. But that again will be at the discretion of the moderator, so you can do that as well. Welcome to the presidential debate. Let me introduce to you our two presidential candidates. They include Mrs. Sandra Barrett Hall. She is a 1994 graduate of the University of Liberia with a Bachelor of Business and Public Administration degree in accounting and economics. She holds a Master of Educational Leadership degree in administration from Grand Canyon University. She's a certified mathematics educator in the state of Georgia and has taught for 16 years now. She's married to Dr. Melvin Hall, and the couple is blessed with 3 wonderful daughters. She is the current National Vice President, a position she has held for the last 3 years. Also contesting for the presidency in these elections is Mr. Anthony S. Soiree. He is married to Mrs. Precious Soiree, and they are blessed with 3 beautiful children. Mr. Soiree is the founder and chief executive officer of Fastwell International Charity, a nonprofit organization dedicated to serving the less fortunate in Africa. He is a community leader, a social justice advocate, and humanitarian. He is also the chairman of the Public Relations Committee of the University of Liberia Alumni Association in the Americas. He served the people of Brooklyn Park as a 2-term president of the board for the Brooklyn Park Development Corporation. He holds a Master's of Science degree in project management and Master of Business Administration from the St. Mary's University in Minnesota. He also holds a Master of Science degree in Health Informatics from the College of St. Scholastica in Duluth, Minnesota. Welcome to you, Madam Hall. Welcome, Mr. Sari.
Thank you.
Thank you again for your commitment to serve ULIBA. We certainly appreciate it. I'm sure everybody who's watching will appreciate your commitment to serve, even to the person who ended up losing this election. So thank you both. We will have per the debate guidelines 2 minute opening statement to be followed by the open debate. Madam Hall, you will go first. And this segment of debate will cover the topic growth of the association. Madam Hall.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mason. Good evening, ULIBA Nation. As you all know, I am the current National Vice President in the Howard Hall administration, and I have held this position now for 3 years. As the National Vice President, I serve in multiple roles. I first of all serve as the President's Principal Chief Deputy, and I serve on the Executive Committee as a member. As the President's Chief Deputy, I have acted in his place. I have served as National President of this organization. And in that role, I have conducted Executive Committee meetings. I have chaired and conducted General Assembly meetings. I have also represented the President in joint Board of Directors and Executive Committee meetings. I've conducted or I've served in budgetary meetings, and I have served in the financial reports meetings as the acting president. As National Vice President, I not only serve as the Executive Committee member, but I serve as Executive Officer on every standing committee of this organization. Particularly, I have served and worked very closely with our project committee. This project committee is responsible to ensure that our signature project, the multi-purpose student recreational center in Monrovia, Findle, gets on the way. So on this committee, we have been able to engage architects, engineers, construction firms. We have been able to look at the concept of the Student Recreational Center. And we've also been able to discuss the concept drawings that we have received from those engineers in Liberia. So we're in a very good position to ensure that the Howard Hall signature project or the Howard Hall administration signature project gets on the way. Prior to becoming the National Vice President of this august body, I co-founded the Georgia chapter and served as its first coordinator of the chapter. In that role, I conducted meetings, chapter meetings, led fundraising initiatives, and led in the planning, hosting, and successfully executing of the 2018 National Convention of ULIBA. ULIBA holds a very special place in my heart. I have served this organization for 5 years now, and I am asking for the opportunity to give back to a community that has given back, that has given to me. I hope that trust, your confidence, and your support to me, and together we can accomplish great things. Thank you very much, and I look forward to being your next president of the University of Liberia Alumni Association in the Americas, ULIBA. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Hall. Mr. Swari, please proceed. You're muted. You are muted, sir. Mr. Swari, you are muted.
Hi, everybody in ULIBA Nation. My name is Anthony F. Swari. Today is a great day for ULIBA. This is the first ever presidential debate in ULIBA, and I'm honored to be a part of it. I have come today to let you know that I have the requisite skills to lead this organization. I have a background in business administration as well as management. Ladies and gentlemen, as we sit today and look at the administration that we have right now, ULIBA needs fresh ideas to move forward. We have projects that we need to undertake. We have projects that we need to work on so as to be able to accomplish the goals. I am very passionate about leading ULIBA, about promoting the mission of ULIBA as prescribed in the Constitution of ULIBA. I come to you today to inform you that as the leader of FASWA International Charity, I have a great wealth of experience in running a nonprofit organization. I have led a nonprofit organization, and I have helped to take care of the less fortunate in Liberia. We have undertaken different projects. We have taken girls from the streets, sent them to vocational schools. We have the elderly with food and other essential items. My organization has continued to change lives. And with the skills, knowledge, and ability that I have when it comes to running a 501c3 organization, I set myself apart from my candidate. Ladies and gentlemen, as we embark on another journey with ULIBA, I just want you to know that it has come to the point where we need new ideas, new direction, so ULIBA can be able to meet up with its goals and objectives. I've come to you to ask you to vote for me today because I am a person who believes in solving problems, in communicating effectively with other people. I also believe that if we collaborate, we can make things happen. Thank you so much for coming to watch this debate today. And I hope that as we gather here today, we will make a difference. At the end of this race is ULIBA, one ULIBA, unity for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Swari. I will stay with you in asking this first question. What, in your view, in order of importance, are the three most important challenges facing the University of Liberia at this time, and how can the Alumni Association help in addressing those issues?
Well, at this time, in order of importance, the university is going through some difficult times, especially the main campus on Capitol Hill. Few weeks ago, you saw pictures on social media about how the conditions were at the University of Liberia. So the first thing is to be able to renovate buildings, but that will not be done unless we meet with the administration of the University of Liberia. So renovating buildings, establishing relationship with alumni organization so that we can be able to undertake projects at the university. There are latrines that are damaged at the university. Instructors need to go to the bathroom. They can't go to the bathroom. They have to go elsewhere, leaving students in the class. Students want to use the bathroom. They cannot do the same. So under the spiritual administration, we will renovate buildings, we will paint the buildings, and we will carry on a massive cleanup campaign to give the university a facelift?
Thank you. Thank you. Similar question to you, Madam Hall. The three most important challenges facing the university at this time, and how do you propose to address them?
Sorry about that. I was muted. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. In my opinion, the three top challenges that are facing the University of Liberia at the moment are, number one, the academic challenges. We see that there is a brain drain in the country, or at the university specifically. As we all know, we went through a silver crisis. Many of our very trained professors were killed, and many of them have, since that silver conflict, migrated to the United States and other parts of the world. And because of that, we have bachelor degree holders instructing undergraduate students. We also are faced with technological infrastructure problems. There is limited Wi-Fi, limited electricity. Therefore, in this 21st century, where everything is technologically driven, we're having issues with technology. Thirdly, we're faced with the lack of conducive learning environment for our students. It is my understanding that students go to classes for class. They have to stand to learn. They have leakages in their classrooms, and so that when it rains, they're kind of trying to shield themselves from the rain. And so the Hall Mensa administration has on our platform to address those academic challenging needs. We want to ensure that we have reliable technology and consistent electricity. Of course, first of all, we'll have to do a feasibility study at the university so that we can properly assess the situation and come up with some estimations. We also want to be able to address the technological infrastructure need by coming up with technological resources. We also want to be able to recruit or work closely with the university to recruit professors so that our students, even though many of them don't have textbooks or there's a need for textbooks, these professors can instruct our students online, because this is the 21st century and a lot of instruction is done online. Also, we want to assess as far as students' decks, the need for those, how much or how many, and we want to be able to make plans so that we can address that need as well. Of course, as you saw in the platform or on the platform, we have plans to do our quick impact projects, and of course one of those is to supply those students decks so that we can create a conducive learning environment for our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Hall. I will stay with you. We're talking about the growth of ULIBA, and I'm sure you would agree that one of the character traits important for a leader to attract this growth is for that person to be relatable. Your critics claim that you are not as relatable as the outgoing president. even your preferred vice presidential candidate said earlier that it's difficult for you to return phone calls. How do you reconcile that? How can you assure Libyans that once elected, these difficulties you have, first, you can tell me if the critics are right, but if they are, how can you overcome these hurdles to ensure that you are attracting folks to Yuliba that needs to be attracted?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. With added responsibilities, come with added actions. I may not have been in the past one who would return phone calls. But as we progress, as we assume the leadership role as president of the organization, we would make every effort to be more engaging, not only with telephone calls, but by any other communicatable means, such as emails, text messaging, and the like.
Thank you, Madam Hall. Mr. Suare, you also have your own critics. They claim that you are more on the temperamental side. They cite an instance in which you remove yourself from the chat room because of disagreement you had. I'm sure you would agree that to attract folks to Yuliba, you need someone who is steady hands and not someone who is easily flustered. How can you assure your Libans that once elected, this is an issue, assuming it is correct, that you will make some effort to improve upon?
Well, in our everyday life, we improve. We have to improve. We are human beings. We all have flaws. So the issue about being temperamental is incorrect, and I beg to differ with those who said that I'm very temperamental. The issue about withdrawing myself from the chat room, we have in management, we have conflict. Okay, when you read about conflict, there are different ways to resolve conflicts, and there are different ways to approach conflicts. Sometimes some people use the avoidance better, some people use the withdrawal better. Okay, it was something that was posted in the chat room that necessitated my withdrawal from the chat room. And I felt that it was the best option at that time because I did not want people going back and forth in the chat room with this. So I withdrew from the chat room, and the president and I handled our problem in the back, and later I was added to the chat room. So that is not being temperamental. It was the withdrawal method that I was using in conflict. It was a conflict resolution strategy that I was using.
Thank you. Madam Hall, the University of Liberia Alumni Association have members who occupy positions in various branches of government, as well as in the private sector, both in the country and out of the country as well. But many of those people have no real impact in advocating for the needs of the university because for the lack of the participation in alumni activities. What exactly will your administration do differently to grow the association and change that narrative to help the University of Liberia?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. That is a good question. As indicated on our platform, membership is high. Okay, membership is high. The University of Liberia Alumni Association in the Americas has only 6 chapters. I believe the Howard Hall administration has done an exceptional job in creating these chapters. What the Hall Mensa administration would endeavor to do is to strengthen these already existing chapters and facilitate in the creation or establishment of additional chapters. We have plans to visit our people, our former graduates or former students and graduates in the different states. And our plan on our platform is to ensure that at least 2 chapters are established within the year of our administration. We certainly want to expand the community because the Howard Hall administration has so beautifully laid a strong foundation upon which we can build. So it is our plan, it is our purpose, it is our goal that we will expand this community.
Just stay along with you with this follow-up. Is there anything you would do differently that Mr. Howard did? Or will you continue exactly Mr. Howard's policy and his plans?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, again for the follow-up. As you would know, though, that it is not only Mr. Howard, but this is the Howard Hall administration. So I've worked very closely with Mr. Howard. I think Mr. Howard has done an exceptional job. And so there's always room for improvement. There's always room for growth. So it is my plan, along with my vice president, that we will take what Mr. Howard and Madam Hall have done and expand upon that foundation that has been so very well laid. So of course we embrace the work. Nobody can argue with results. You see what he has done. You see what the Howard Hall administration has been able to accomplish within the last 3 years. You see that we have given back to the university. We have given back laboratory equipment. We have given back computers. We have even established a scholarship fund drive. We have given back a marching band set. We've given back marching band uniforms. We've given back soccer uniforms. We've done so much within the short 3 years that we've been given the opportunity to give back to our institution. And so we can expand, we can improve upon, and we can move further with those different programs and those policies that have been set in place. We can even we will be able to come up with some additional policies so that we can move the organization forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sorry, can you address the question about attracting members of ULIBA, members to ULIBA, especially folks who are in various positions in and out of government? What would you do to ensure that you're bringing those folks on board to grow the organization?
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. First and foremost, under the Strawberry 2 administration, one thing that we believe in is communication. We believe in communication and we believe in outreach. So what we are going to do, our strategy is going to have an outreach committee, and that is going to be done in consultation with the board, because we cannot function without the board's approval. So we are going to connect with the board and then have an outreach committee that will be tasked with the responsibility of reaching out there to professors and other graduates who are in government and other key areas around the world. So our outreach committee will do the job because they will have a term of reference and they will be charged with the responsibility of contacting each person. By so doing, we will be able to achieve our goal.
Thank you. Let me say to those with the following numbers, number 3, number 12, number 26, 39, 111, 162, and 71, and that you have an opportunity to ask questions during this segment of the debate. The alternate numbers are 7, 23, 121, and 51. If you have those numbers, you will be called upon shortly to ask questions during this segment of the debate. Let me ask this question, and then once you two are done answering, I'll go over to my colleague. Maybe take a question or two and then go over to my colleague. How do you see Madam Hall, how do you see your administration role when it comes to the local UL association? Do you think, I know there have been some suggestion about having a combined association. Is that something you preferred, or do you see that the current independent they both have should continue to exist?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. We currently have a global association which comprises of the individual alumni associations from all over the world, including the parent alumni association in Monrovia. They exist there. They have their own programs. They have their own agenda. ULIBA is the alumni association within the United States of America. We have an alumni association in Nigeria. We have an alumni association in Europe. So we all have come together as a global association and we collaborate. We meet on a regular basis and we collaborate, discussing ways in which we can give back to our alma mater. So in response to your question, the parent body, the Alumni Association in Monrovia, is an individual association. It has its own agenda, and we have a great working relationship that I think should continue. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Swire, what's your view on the question I put to Madam Hall?
Can you restate the question, please?
How do you see the current structure of the University of Liberia alumni in Liberia versus the Alumni Association here? There have been some calls for there to be a unified association when it comes to these two. How do you see that?
Where I think the University of Liberia Alumni Association in the Americas should be working along with the sister association back home. I think we can collaborate on projects, but they can be a separate body, and we serve as a separate body. But we can collaborate on projects, and I think if we do that, we are going to succeed. So collaboration is key on projects.
Thank you. Thank you. Do we have? We'll go to our audience now and see if we can take one or two questions before I go to my colleague. Do we have number 3 ready to put the question forth? Number 3, are you there?
Number 3 is Fatu Jackson.
Fatu Jackson, are you there?
Yes, good evening. I'm here. This is Fatu Jackson. I have a question for the two candidates. And my question is, I am an undecided voter. I'm sitting on... I'm sorry, I was interrupted. I am an undecided voter. I'm sitting on the fence. And I don't know which team I belong to. How will you convince me? I just need something very convincing from you candidates that will make me lean towards your team and go along with your vision.
I will put that question to Mr. Swire first.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Fatu, for that brilliant question. Well, you are an undecided voter. What I want to say to you is that ULIBA needs a leader who is very passionate about the mission. And ULIBA needs a leader who has his requisite skills, knowledge, and experience when it comes to running an organization like ours. I have the knowledge when it comes to fund accounting. I have business experience. And I have nonprofit experience. So I believe in effective communication. I believe in motivating people. I have excellent problem-solving skills. And I believe that if I bring my skills to this association and work along with other colleagues in the association, we can be able to succeed. So as an undecided voter, what I want you to look at is the skills that I bring to the association and my experience from working with other nonprofit organizations. I work with one of the biggest nonprofit organizations in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, Brooklyn Park Development Corporation, where I serve as 2-term president, first Black to ever hold such a position in Minnesota. So I come to this position with a lot of skills and knowledge, and I'm going to, Monica and I, along with other people, are going to have a new direction to achieve our goals.
Madam Hall.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson, for this question. It is a common saying that goes like this: the proof is in the pudding, meaning that there is evidence to the work that the Howard Hall administration has put forth. Again, you cannot argue with results. You have seen what this administration has produced. We've given back. We've led in an exceptional way. We have strengthened our revenue base. And we have just done an all-around exceptional job. We have the experience. I began in Yuliba as coordinator. I established, along with a colleague, the Georgia chapter. So I have the experience. I know what it takes to lead a chapter. I also know what it takes to lead as the national leader, because I've served as the national vice president in the Howard Hall administration. I've acted as president successfully. I've successfully executed a national convention. We've given back to our university. And I just possess the passion. I possess the experience, and I have the exceptional interpersonal and communication skills that this role requires. I have the temperament to work with any and everybody within this university to move us through the next chapter of this organization. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's go to number 12. Number 12, are you available and are you ready to ask a question?
Isaac Smith is number 12.
No, I'm here.
You're muted, Mr. Smith. Hello, you're muted. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
So my question is, and good evening to Sandra, good evening to Mr. Soiree, and thank you guys for just stepping up to take the lead of moving this organization to the next level. The question that I have is, we have a project that is highly capital intensive. And I just want to know from both of you, what strategy do you have in mind to attack that project, less the involvement of the pockets of your members? What strategies have you thought about that you can, advance that will assist us get to the implementation of that project and not pinch the pockets of your members? Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Hall, I will go to you first.
Thank you, Mr. Smith, for that question. Of course, we know that in this organization, we have a fundraising and development committee. The Hall Mensa administration will endeavor to expand that committee, will endeavor to utilize the 501c3 programs, including matching funds. We'll bring in grant writers that will help us to raise funds to address that need. And lastly, within the global organization, each association has been deliberating on strategies that we will come up with. There's an echo in the background.
Go ahead.
Okay. We'll come up with strategies. We're deliberating on that right now within that global association that will address or that will raise money to ensure that our multi-purpose student center gets completed. Thank you.
Mr. Sorry?
Yeah. You know, I like to have the Scarlet to our team. We're approaching it like this, but I like to make this comment. You know, something that was never done for 3 years. I don't know what kind of a strategy they're going to come up with. The Phoebe going to come up with to be able to accomplish such a project. The project is in the tune, I think, of $5 million. We don't know the exact estimate of the project right now. So the first thing we're going to do some feasibility studies. Because this all calls for project management. We need to put together an excellent project management team. All right. When we have the project management team, and then we work along with the fundraising and development committee, but we are going to bring in our expertise. I have expertise in fundraising because I've done this for my organization. So we will be able to go outside to our American partners and be able to speak with them. And we'll have other fundraising activities. There are different ways to raise funds for a nonprofit organization. You cannot always overburden your members for such a project. This project is in the tune of $1 million. So just by going to convention and paying $125, it makes the project that to be feasible. How is this project going to be feasible? We have to go outside Yuliba and get external financing for our project. Funds, donation. We have to meet our people. We have to present the project to other people out there who have the heart of helping. And we can collaborate with our American partners. The same thing I did in FASWA International Charity to be able to help young girls in the streets in Liberia. So that's the path we're going to take. And that's exactly what we're going to do. I believe that the Melvin Howard administration, after 3 consecutive years, did not do enough. They did not come up with tangible strategies. Even at this point in time, there were no requests of proposal done on this project. As an expert in project management, we are going to necessary steps to make sure that we get this project on course in due time.
Do you know, Mr. Sarari, what the status is of that project right now?
As I speak to you, even though I'm the chair of the Public Relations Committee, I'm the mouthpiece of this government, I do not know the status of the project because when we started off the Yuliba Hour, we invited us to come on the show. We also invited the project committee. They never came on. The vice president appeared on our show. The president of the association appeared on our show, but the project committee did not show up. So we do not know the status right now.
With all due respect, Mr. Moderator, this is an affront to the election guidelines, and Mr. Soare is making a blatant false statement. The President Howard can clarify that.
I know, Mr. Mensah, I was about to go to Madam Howard.
The committee was not consulted. That's
I was about to,
Mr.
Mensah,
I want you guys to know that.
Okay.
Monica just went in the chat room and broke the rules too. I want you guys to know that.
Okay, Mr. Mensah, please address your concern with the Elections Commission. I was going to go to Madam Hall.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Madam Hall.
It's ridiculous.
Madam Hall, I asked for the status of the multi-purpose center at the moment. Can you say what the status is right now?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Mason. As a matter of fact, as ex-official on the project committee, I have worked very closely with that committee. There is a lot in the initializing process. We have engineers on that committee. We have met several times. We have brainstormed the concept of the student center, and we have communicated this concept to multiple engineers, architects, and construction people in Monrovia. All of these people, these firms, were clothed with the responsibility of conceptualizing and presenting us the drawings. They have presented us those drawings. We have deliberated on them. We have discussed them. We have made adjustments. We send them back. They send us back their adjustments or their adjusted drawings. And we've interviewed several architects, several engineers, and several construction firms. So right now, the status is that we have finally narrowed down in the selection process who or which firm we will be awarding this project to. So this is the status. We are right at the verge of entering into contract, into agreement.
Oh my God.
With the okay, I'm being interrupted.
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead, madam. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have been.
Status.
Can someone prevent the interruption, please?
Okay, so that is where we are. We're ready to move forward with the contract to begin the whole process of constructing this multipurpose building. Of course, you all are aware that President Howard made a visit to Liberia during the 100th celebration of that institution of LU, and ground was broken for this particular building. Thank you.
Thank you so much. At this time, I will go back to my colleague Emmanuel. Emmanuel, take it from here.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you to the candidates, and we are making progress. And the hope here is that we end this debate in the next half hour. We've been on here for quite a while. We may not get to all of the questions from some of the members in the audience, and we just want to inform you about that and be prepared. But we want to go to our next topic, which is this Alumni Association's support to the University of Liberia and your own role in the question I have, and this goes to Madam Hall. The dependency syndrome of the University of Liberia itself, the Alumni Association, and on donors has been ongoing since almost the inception of the university in the 1800s. The candidates have been speaking about various plans to help the university. We've not heard of plans to help the university become self-sufficient. Is that even an aspect that your administration will consider in the long term? Please be specific what those plans are.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Of course, we would want the university to be self-sufficient. Our administration, which I'm referring to the Hall Mensa administration, plans to do some feasibility studies. Okay, as all of us are aware that the country has gone through a brutal civil conflict, and that has greatly impacted in a negative way the University of Liberia. And so we plan to do some feasibility studies. We plan to make visits to the University of Liberia. We also plan to assess the needs, see what they have, what needs they have, and regroup, see how best we can address those needs. We cannot address the needs if we don't actually know what the needs are. And so once we are given the opportunity to lead this organization, we plan to liaise with the administration at the university, see what needs they have, and come up with tangible plans where we can address those needs. Thank you.
Mr. Soare, the narrative that the university is poorly managed is out there. That impacts the usage of minimal resources that are available to the University of Liberia. Do you agree with that narrative, and how can that be changed?
Well, I think I won't say that it is poorly managed. I would say because they have limited resources, that is the reason why the university found itself in the position that it is in right now. I won't say it is poorly managed because we have competent people, have people of integrity who are leading the university. And given the civil war that came, and from the civil war now, there are major challenges that the university is going through. If the university is getting the support from the government and the other organizations, I think the university will be in a better shape. But for now, instructors don't get paid on time. There's electricity and water supply in the bathrooms are all down. I think it is because the university does not have the required resources. That's why it is going through the situation we found it in at this point. So under our administration, we are going to open a line of communication with the University of Liberia. We get to know the needs of the university. There are other needs that are obvious. We have seen those needs, but we want to open a line of communication and speak with people from the university administration and also the student body, so that when we get our fights, we will come back and liaise with the board and the membership of ULIBA so that we can be able to put in place workable solutions to help the university out.
Let me follow up with you, Mr. Soare. If you were to make an uninformed guesstimate, what range would you put the budget that the university needs to function at?
Well, I wouldn't be able to say because I have not seen the university's budget. I have never seen it before. If I was going to see it before, I would be able to make an estimate. But having seen the university budget, I wouldn't be able to give you a figure, a bulk figure.
Thank you, Madam Hall. Same question to you.
It is going to be a challenge to estimate because we don't have the facts. We don't know how many professors, we don't know how many staff members, we don't know, we just don't know the budget. I don't know the numbers. And so it is going to be a challenge to just come up with a random number, because we have to investigate, we have to do the feasibility study, and we have to make an informed decision. We have to have some facts in order to estimate.
Thank you. We go to the audience. Audience number 26. Are you there?
They are not available. I went all the way down to the alternate. And if Duque Riches is here.
I'm here. Nuke is here. Nuke is here.
Okay. You are off.
Okay. Well, I wanted to ask a question to both candidates. My question here is, we're talking about the budget. Knowing that you are running to be the leader of the organization, did you think it was wise to go ahead and do the study in advance? I have a little idea, because that was going to be one of the most important things to know in fixing in helping the university, to know what the staff, how many in there, and the budget. Do you think that was wise to do in the beginning?
We go to Ms. Hall first and then Mr. Soare.
Thank you, Ms. Richards. for your question. As all of us are aware, ULIBA is a pretty new organization. We're still growing. And so, of course, we've heard that the budget, one of the budgets was $100,000. But as we organize ourselves and grow as an organization, that would probably not be the number one priority on our platform to address the budgetary needs of the university as such. However, we already have a signature project and we wanted to come up with some quick impact projects that we could do within our tenure of office. So that was not high on our agenda. That was not primary. However, doesn't mean that that is not something that we could look into in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Suarez.
Yeah, for me, I see it from this angle. I don't think it was going to be a strategic move for.
We asked those with the microphone on. We're getting broadcast feedback. If you would please turn off your microphone. We're getting feedback and it's interrupting the process here. Please turn off your microphone. Thank you. Continue, Mr. Suarez.
Yeah, for us, the Suarez team, I don't think it was going to be a strategic move to get to the university and ask them what is your budget. If I maybe had gone out to ask them, there will be a lot of questions coming back to me. But if I'm in the position as national president of the University of Liberia Alumni Association and ask such a question, it would have made a difference. It would have some weight. And I'm going to be doing it in consultation with the board. But as a candidate who is just contesting to serve as president of ULIBA, I don't think it would have been a good thing to reach out to the university to ask them for their budget.
Thank you. And to the candidates, the budget of the university is available online. The national budget sections of how much is allotted to the university. We move on. This is the final round of questioning, and then we'll go on to closing statements. We start off with Mr. Suarez. We start off with Madam Hall. I'm sorry, Madam Hall. What is the current status of the multipurpose building construction at the university? And if elected, what is your plan to continue this project?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. As I indicated earlier, we are at the point of entering into contract with the architectural firm in Liberia. And as I indicated earlier, I work very closely with the project committee. My vice presidential running mate, Mr. Daniel Menza, is the lead engineer on that committee. And we are continually strategizing, and we have plans to work very closely with the fundraising and development committee so that we can begin construction as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mrs. Suarez, your team, along with Madam Toa, your goal, according to your platform, is to launch a capital campaign fundraising exercise for the Multipurpose Student Center. Do you see the center being completed under your administration if you were elected? And how do you intend to accomplish that?
Thank you very much, Mr. Abalo. I cannot say at this time whether the project will be completed under my administration. At this point in time, when we are elected, we are going to launch a campaign to be able to raise funds for that project. We need to know the facts of the project. So when we get to know how much the project costs, then we can do our analysis with the timeline of the project and know how much money is coming into the association. But with the amount of money that is coming into this association right now, just from convention, it is not enough. So even if we were to start a campaign, and the project is like $1.5 billion, it depends on how much money our strategy is going to get us. I'm optimistic that we're going to get a lot of money, but one thing I can say, I cannot assure you that under our administration, maybe 2 or 3 years, we might be able to complete that project.
All right. And my final question to the two of you as we close here, I'll start off with Mr. Soare. Madam Hall has been the vice president in the Howard administration. What qualities do you see in her that you think you can emulate if you become president?
She's outspoken. I admire her for speaking out.
Madam Hall, the question goes to you. Mr. Soare is a member of the organization and he has brought some talent to the organization. What qualities would you emulate if you became the president?
Mr. Soare, I've had the pleasure of working with Mr. Soare as National Vice President and with him serving as our chairperson of the Public Relations Commission or Committee. He is approachable. I can pick up the phone and call him. He would answer. He, is most of the time very cordial. He's also easy, I believe. He works through. He makes himself available to work through some difficult situations. So I've worked with him, along those lines. So that will be, to be honest, I shared those qualities as well, but those are notable characteristics of Mr. Soare. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, candidates, for building each other up here at Alumni Association. So we've come to the juncture now where you make your case. So we'll start off with Ms. Hall. Your closing statement, 3 minutes, please.
I started the stuff. Why she can be the second?
Who's interrupting? Please shut off your mic. Ms. Hall, you have 3 minutes for your closing statement.
Dearest Yuliba Nation, I have served this community as your National Vice President and as your acting president. I have served also as the first coordinator of the Georgia chapter. So I understand the ropes of the organization. I have served in the Howard Hall administration as an executive committee member, being ex officio on every committee. I've worked closely with the chapters, and we have worked diligently to give back to our university, to our alma mater. The proof is in the pudding. You yourself have seen our work, and our work speaks for itself. The university has given me so much. It has helped to prepare me to be the leader, to be the wife, to be the mother, and to be the person that I have become today. I have the passion, I have the experience, I have the temperament, and I have great interpersonal and communication skills that this role requires. I am asking for your confidence. I'm asking for your support in becoming the next national president of the University of Liberia Alumni Association in the Americas. I hope that you, my fellow Ulibans, will entrust your confidence and your support to me and allow me the opportunity to serve as your next national president. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. And together we can build a vibrant association. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Hall and Mr. Soare. Your closing statement, 3 minutes, please.
Thank you. Well, first and foremost, I'd like to extend my thanks and appreciation to the election commissions, the moderators, and everyone in Yuliba, most especially to my chapter, the Minnesota chapter, for giving me the support. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Anthony F. Soare is a person with interpersonal skills. I'm very relatable. I'm a person who believes in working with other people. I believe in getting the job done. I have the necessary skills to manage meetings in a nonprofit organization. I am able to communicate effectively with people. I'm able to delegate responsibilities, and I'm able to make everybody to understand why it is necessary to decentralize the organization. I'm also a believer of organizational effectiveness. And if we look at organizational effectiveness, we, the Soare II administration, will get every necessary skills, values, and attributes that will make this organization effective. I currently serve as the chairman for the Public Relations Committee. And because I'm so passionate about this organization, I was able to come up with the Yuliba Hour so as to bridge the communication gap we have in Yuliba. The Yuliba Hour brought on the vice president, the president, coordinators, and other important people in Yuliba. And through the Yuliba Hour, we were able to project the positive image of Yuliba. We were able to reach people in Canada and other places and other parts of the world. In the Minnesota chapter, I played a pivotal role in Minnesota. During the 2019 convention, my coordinator, along with the team, honored me and my wife for the fantastic and excellent job that we did during the convention. And our convention was one of the most successful conventions. I work along with Milton Massaquet and other members of the team. My wife also spearheaded a full sale 2 times in Minnesota to raise funds for this organization. So if I can do it for my chapter, I can also do it for Yuliba. Ladies and gentlemen, here I am. Anthony Soare comes with wealth of experience. He understands a 501c3 organization. He knows the roles and responsibilities of board members, of the president of the association. He understands the constitution of Yuliba, and we are going to align the structure of this organization with the constitution. Tonight, I want to ask you for your vote. And if you give me your vote, like my daughter said in the video, my dad will never disappoint you. One Yuliba, one unity. And after the elections, if we assume office, we are going to have an inclusive government where we work along with everybody. Thank you so much, and good night to all of you.
The voice of Mr. Anthony Soare, presidential candidate. Prior, you heard the voice of Sandra Hall, also a presidential candidate of Yuliba. And that concludes our round of questioning for the candidates. And I will now turn this over to my colleague, moderator, Mr. for closing. Joe.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Thank you so much. It has been an exhausting but rewarding evening. I want to thank all the participants for being here tonight. This is the first of its kind, and I'm sure Yuliba Nation is better off for it. We are also grateful to the audience for spending over 3 hours of their time listening and watching. I think our hope and expectation is that Yuliba Nation is now much more informed about our candidates and what they intend to do were they to be elected to the positions they seek. I personally believe that all the candidates tonight are winners in spite of how the elections will turn out. So I want to thank my colleague, Emmanuel Abalo, for helping to ably steer this debate tonight. Thanks to the leadership of Mr. Melvin Howard and the Elections Commission for asking us to do this. Thanks also to the Convention 2021 Committee as well, and to everyone who was involved in this process. My name is Joe Mason. Thank you again. Good night from our end.
Thank you.
Thank you, but Soiree is angry.